Hi, everybody. Welcome to the daily Zohar reading at 7 a.m. every day, Eastern Time. You can figure out how to join us live on Zoom for the recording of this video and then the reading and read along with us in the description. There we go. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. 129. And there is room for upper pious ones that enter even deeper inside into the palace. It is said about them, the holy place of your temple. And there are several sections and lights upon lights, separate from one another in that world. And each is shamed by the light of his friend, because as the good deeds differ between people in this world, the places of dwelling and their lights different in that world.
Okay, I just have to make sure I have the starting place written down. So it's item 129, page 30, page 20. Oh, chapter 21. Yeah, I ran out of paper yesterday. 324. All right, I got 130. Even in this world, when a person sleeps on his bed and the souls depart the body and need to roam in the world, not each and every soul roams and rises to see the face of a Ch21, the Ancient One. Rather, one soul ascends according to what one always draws and according to one's deeds.
When he sleeps and his soul departs, all the spirits of impurity grip her, and she adheres to them, to those lower degrees that wander in the world, and they alert her of things that are soon to happen in the world, from what they've heard from behind the curtain, and sometimes they tell her lies and fool her.
(132) If one is rewarded when he sleeps, his soul rises and walks and wanders and breaks a way for itself among the spirits of impurity. And they all declare and say, make way, this one is not from our side. And she rises and comes among those holy ones, and they inform her one true thing.
When the soul comes down, all those mixed camps, which are such angels that sacred and secular and impure are mingled in them, wish to draw near that soul, to know that true thing she had heard. They tell her other things, and that thing which she took from the Holy One, among the things that she took from the mixed camps, seems to her like a grain that is mixed in straw and hay. And this is the one who is greatly rewarded while still alive, while the soul is still in this world.
Similarly, when the soul departs the body of this world, when the souls depart the body of this world, after passing, they seek to rise, and there are several gatekeepers in camps of harm doers. If they are from their side, they all grip those souls and deliver them into the hands of Duma to place them in hell.
Afterwards, they rise from hell and grip them, and they take them and declare about them, these are the ones who broke the word of their master, and so they wander with them throughout the world. Afterwards, they bring them back to hell, and this is what they do with them, bringing them out of hell, declaring, then bringing them back, and so on repeatedly through the end of 12 months. After 12 months, they are calmed and come to their rightful place. But those souls that are rewarded rise up, as we explain, and are rewarded in their places.
Happy are the righteous, for much good awaits them in that world. And there is not a more intrinsic place for all those righteous as those who know their master and know how to adhere to him every day. It is written about them, neither has the eye seen.
And those who are remote from perceiving a word of wisdom and wait for it, to understand the heart of the matter and to know their master, those are the ones in whom the Creator is praised every day. They are the ones who come among the upper holy ones, and they are the ones who enter all the upper gates, and there is no one to protest against them. Happy are they in this world and in the next.
Abraham went in to know and to properly adhere to his master. After he first performed good deeds, he was rewarded with those upper days and was blessed from the place from which all blessings stem, as it is written. And the Lord had blessed Abraham in everything. What is everything? It is the place of the river whose waters never stop. Yesod of Upper Abaveima, whose zivug is never missing, never ending.
Abraham did not wish to mingle with the women in the world and to adhere to other idol-worshipping nations, since the women of other nations were idolaters and defiled their husbands and those that clung to them. This is because when Abraham knew wisdom, he knew the essence and the root from which place the spirits of impurity come out and roam in the world. This is why he adhered his servant not to take a wife for his son from the other nations.
Eden dripping on the garden, 140. And behold, one wheel became neshama. Even though a wheel is the name of nefesh everywhere, the Mishnah still says that the name wheel in this verse returned into being neshama.
My dove, my undefiled, is but one. She is the only one, the neshama, soul. Why is it that here in Song of Songs we call the soul in feminine form, my dove, my undefiled, and there in Torah we call it in masculine form, Abraham?
In the Torah, the soul is called by masculine form relating to the body. This is so because, with respect to the body, the soul is a woman toward a man. Also, toward a higher degree than itself, the soul is as a female before a male, and each inherits his merit according to the matter at hand. This is why in Song of Songs, when the king that peace is his speaks of the soul, which is a higher degree than her, it is considered a female, and he refers to it as a female. My dove, my undefiled. But the Torah speaks of the soul in and of itself, hence it refers to it as masculine form, Abraham.
And when the decree was decided that the wisdom of Egypt be lost, it was because the Creator had taken those drops. And when those drops were taken, meaning they did not come out of the garden, wisdom was lost from Egypt.
About the revival of the dead, 154. And Abraham was old, advanced in days, in that world which is days, meaning light, and not in this world which is night. Advanced in days means the upper sephirot in the upper world, which are lights, and they are called days. Advanced in days means that he came into those worlds that are considered days due to those pleasures and yearnings that he inherits.
And the Lord blessed Abraham in everything, in that position, in the authority that the Creator gave him of his name, which is the letter He, in which the world was created. Ma'at is the minister of the face. He is a boy, a servant to his master, the master that governs him. He is appointed over the soul to bestow upon her every day of that light that he was commanded to bestow upon her. And he is destined to receive a written account of each and every body from the graveyard, from the hand of Duma, and to show it to his master. And he is destined to turn that bone, Lutz, and to leaven from the construction of the body under the earth, and to correct the body and revive it in the appropriate perfection for a body without a soul. And then the Creator will send the soul to her place in the body after it has come to the land of Israel.
And we should thoroughly understand the matter of the bone that remains in the grave and does not rot. He says here that the angel Matat turns it into leaven for the construction of the body. That bone is called luz, and it does not enjoy food or drink that man eats and drinks. Hence, it does not decay in the grave as do the rest of the bones. And from it, man's body is rebuilt when it stands for the revival of the dead.
We should understand why it is called luz, and why it does not eat or drink, and does not rot in the grave, and why it is favored as the only one from which the body is built at the time of the revival of the dead. It has already been explained that these mohin that the goof body receives in its life in the middle line cause it to decay in the grave. To thoroughly understand that, I will refer you to Jacob and Esau. Jacob is the middle line, and Esau is the left line, which is not included in the right. It is written, Jacob had cooked stew, meaning mohin that extend from the middle line, called Jacob. And Esau came in from the field, and he was weary, and he said, please let me have a swallow of that red stuff. This means that he wished for the middle line to impart its mohin to him, where the left line is included in the right, where life comes from.
But Jacob told him, sell me your birthright today, since it is known that the Mochin de Chochma extend on the left line, which is seniority, and Gadlut, adult majority. Hence, he did not wish to be included in the right, which is light of Hasidim, and much smaller than him. But the lower ones cannot receive the illumination of the left before it is clothed in Hasidim from the right line.
This is why Esau was weary. It is written, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall the birthright do to me? Hence he sold him the birthright, and Esau despised his birthright, since he was forced to receive from Jacob the mohin from the integration with the right. Thus, you find that with Esau's reception of the mohin of the middle line, he revoked his birthright, which is illumination of Hakma from the left without right. Moreover, he degraded it, since he revealed his view that only death comes from the illumination of the left, as it is written, behold, I am at the point to die, and that life comes from the illumination of the middle line.
And you can conclude similarly from man's body. Every goof body fell under the authority of Sam, Esau's minister, during the sin of the tree of knowledge from which the goof was sentenced to death. This domination is the filth of the serpent, which is not removed from the goof before it decays in the grave. Hence the righteous purify their bodies, which come from the force of the left, until they are worthy of receiving the mochin from the middle line. And upon the reception of the mochin, the goof that despises its authority is like Esau. And an impression of that degradation remains in the body after its passing too, until it causes it to decay, meaning to completely annul its power of reception until no remnant is left of it.
However, this is perplexing. How then is it possible that it will be revived, since it has already rotted? The thing is that as there are Gar and Bach in the left line, it is the same with the Guf that receives from it, which contains Gar and Bach as well. In Esau, too, there were Gar and Bach, a cleave for reception of Gar and a cleave for reception of Bach. And it has been explained that the Mohin of the middle line that Esau received caused him to despise the seniority and caused everybody to rot in the dust as well.
However, the mochin that come from the middle line are only Vak Degar. There is nothing in them of Gar Degar. It turns out that only the Vak of Esau despised the seniority, since it was revealed through them that death comes from the left line, and the life from the middle line. But Esau's Gar, which received nothing of Jacob's Mochin, since they are only Vak Degar, remained under the domination of the left, and did not despise the seniority at all. This is so because they had died anyway, since the middle line had nothing to give them.
It is likewise with the bodies of every person. By the Mohin they receive in life, they rot in the grave. This concerns the Kalim Dibak of the Guf, which enjoy the middle line, but the Kalim Digar of the Guf, which never enjoyed those Mohin of the middle line, do not rot in the grave, as it is written of the Gar of Esau. And since they did not enjoy, they did not despise.
It was said that there is a bone that does not rot in the grave, a part of the body related to reception of Gar Degar, which does not enjoy food or drink, which are the mochin that come from the middle line, and hence does not rot. For this reason, the body will be built of it at the revival of the dead.
This is the reason why it is called Luz, as it is as was written. And he called the name of that place Beth El. The Luz was the first name of the city, since everything should be discerned in three discernments, which are Olam, world, Shanana, year, Nephesh, soul. Through soul is also used for Neshama. And the illumination of the left without the right in the form of Olam was the city Luz. This is why it is called Luz, from the words an abomination in Hebrew, Nasol, to the Lord as well, who are perverse in their ways. And Jacob, who is the middle line, corrected the city and instilled godliness in it. This is why he calls its name Beth El, house of God, where before that its name was Luz.
However, the middle line can correct only the Vak Degar, and not the Gar Degar. It turns out that not all of the city of Luz received its correction into being called Beth El, but only the discernment of Vak of that city received its correction and became Beth El. But the Gar Degar of the city maintained the first name, Luz, since Jacob could not correct it. This is from the discernment of Olam.
Also from the discernment of Nephesh, each Guf is considered like the city of Luz. The righteous are rewarded with receiving the Mohin of the middle line, and their bodies are rewarded with the presence of divinity. This is when their bodies are called Bethel instead of the previous name, Luz. Yet the Gar of their body, which have nothing to receive from the middle line, were not corrected at all, and are not called Bethel. Instead, they remain with the previous name, Luz. Thus, this bone ascribed to Gar is called Luz, and remains in its filth and is unfit for any correction during the 6,000 years, because the Mohin of the middle line do not provide for it.
It is written that the Creator is destined to revive the dead with their flaws, so it will not be said it is another. The loose bone is the flaw in the goof, and it cannot be healed during the 6,000 years. And from it the goof will rise for the revival of the dead, so it will not be said it is another from its form in En Sof. We're just about done here. What time is it?
It's 7:29. About one more paragraph. It's written of that time, and Abraham said unto his servant, if we consider this Hakma, meaning concerning the revival of the dead, what is the meaning of unto his servant? Abraham is the soul. Hence, and Abraham said unto his servant, is the servant of the soul. But where do we find that soul has a servant? We should consider that he said his servant and not related him to Abraham, as implied from the text. But the meaning is the servant of the Creator who is close to his work, and his mata'at is destined to beautify the body in the grave. Lahan.
Hi. All right. Bye, everybody. See you next time.